Hey, this is Emily at Inflatable Kayaks, and I'm excited to share with you the three main differences between the AdvancedFrame Convertible and the AdvancedFrame Convertible Elite kayak. The Elite being a newer model. So, difference number one is the bag. The AdvancedFrame Convertible Elite has these awesome clip-on, clip-off padded backpack straps. The AdvancedFrame Convertible still comes in a really robust, large duffel bag with good quality handles, just doesn't have the removable backpack straps. Now, this might matter if you're a bit like Rob, who says the AdvancedFrame Convertible Elite kayak was easily carried the 200 meters to the water. So if you like camping or you like going to destinations that are very busy and don't have easily accessible parking, and it's not a big journey because you can see there's no sort of waist support or anything, it's literally just backpack straps. It's a great way to get your kayak a couple of 100 meters down to the shore, explore some awesome kayaking areas. Difference number two is the seat. So the seats look the same. They're the beautiful high back style that we see on the AdvancedFrame Convertible and all of the AdvancedFrame line. But in the Convertible Elite, there's actually a lumbar cushion inside that you can blow up with this mouthpiece. So you can blow it up before you go out, you can blow it up whilst you're paddling, you can let it down whilst you're paddling. It just gives you that versatility to get yourself really comfortable and your back really well supported whilst you're paddling. And that might mean the difference between doing, a full day trip versus just a couple of hours for you. This is Sandra. We love our new AdvancedFrame Convertible Elite kayak. We can't believe how comfortable and stable the kayak is. And I hear this all the time about the comfort. Everyone's surprised about how comfortable our kayaks are. And difference number three, so this is the biggest difference, is that the AdvancedFrame Convertible Elite kayak comes with the drop stitch floor as standard. The AdvancedFrame Convertible kayak has a floor in it, but it's a soft floor. It's kind of like a lilo. It's lovely to sit on. It's a beautiful cushion for your bum, and it lifts you up in a bit so you can, easily paddle. But it doesn't give the kayak any sort of rigidity. The drop stitch floor, on the other hand, is a floor chamber that's stitched top to bottom all the way through. And that means you can inflate it to very high pressure, and it maintains its shape. This is actually the same technology that they use for stand-up paddleboards. And you know how rigid they have to be to allow someone to stand on them. So there's a couple of great things that this drop stitch floor does for you. The first one is it gives you excellent rigidity so that you're paddling, through the water with no sort of drag. It gives you beautiful glide. It also gives you excellent tracking because it creates what they call chines in the hull, which is corners basically, so it helps you to go straight up. And then the floor itself is tough as nails. So you can do anything. You can go fishing, take a dog, whatever you like. So this is Gary. The AdvancedFrame Convertible Elite kayak is a great product. Robust, stable, reasonably paced, easy to steer, tracks well, and your furry friend can go with you. Love it! So this is a great option for dogs. It's not only tough as nails for their claws, it's also nice and stable for them. So that hard floor, the kayak itself is a very, very stable kayak, but the hard floor is a little bit easier to step onto and out of, if that makes sense. It's a bit like standing on a bed. The bed's never going to tip over, but the softness of the bed makes it a bit wobblier than standing on the floor. And you can see the rigidity here too. Like this is two big guys and a big dog, and the kayak's totally straight. Beautiful rigidity cutting through that chop, no problem. This is Walter. So Walter I chose as an example because he's one of the biggest people I've ever sold a kayak to. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that, but he is a big guy. And you can see, we've got this huge guy sitting solo in the kayak with the drop stitch floor. And again, excellent rigidity. There is absolutely no bowing, no buckling where he's sitting. And that allows him to track and beautifully through the water and get really good speed. So I always suggest to people, if one or both of you is over 100, definitely get the Convertible Elite with the drop stitch floor. And even if you're over 90, it's going to be a big improvement. If you have two people that are fairly lightweight, say, two people of 60 kilograms or 60 to 70, that kind of range, you're not going to notice the difference as much as two people who are 90 kilograms, if that makes sense. So the heavier you are, the more noticeable the improvement is. The other thing I look for is a weight difference between paddlers of, say, 30 kilograms or more. So I get a scenario quite often where one paddler is, say, 60 something and the other paddler is, say, 90 something, and that's where the drop stitch floor balances out that weight really, really well. That's actually the case with my husband and I. We've got about 30 kilograms between us. Plus we chuck in a couple of kids. Sorry, this is the best picture I can get. Trying to get two small kids to look at a camera and smile is impossible. And this one works beautifully for us. It gives us excellent rigidity because we all often switch positions. The kids will climb over and back and forth and all around, and it doesn't affect the performance of the kayak. We can, with the two of us paddling, we can go against wind, against tide. We can really cover some distance in this kayak. It's a wonderful, wonderful kayak. So I hope that helps you to decide whether the AdvancedFrame Convertible or the AdvancedFrame Convertible Elite kayak is best for you. But if you have any questions or you'd like to discuss further, please don't hesitate to get in touch. This is Emily at Inflatable Kayaks.